2, 1. Hello and welcome to another SEO Secrets with Josh Pachinski. That would be me. I've been doing SEO. If you don't know who I am, I've been doing SEO for longer than Google's been around, for about 30 years. I've been teaching it for about 10-ish years. Today we're going to go through some very interesting stuff. It's August 2025, and I thought it's about time we check in with the other SEOs out there. Check in and see if, is anybody else out there? Does anyone exist out there? Check in with folks and see what they are doing for SEO and look at the major SEO concerns moving forward, not only for August 2025, but moving forward for 2026. Before I do that, also we're going to do an Ask Me Anything. So if you're watching live on YouTube, you can ask any questions on the right-hand side. If anybody joins the Zoom, it's the lazy days of summer, so I only had 5 people confirmed, so maybe some people will show up, maybe they won't. You guys can definitely ask any questions if you have any questions. Now let's make sure I am broadcasting to YouTube correctly. Let me see if there's any sound here. There is. Okay, so I'm broadcasting YouTube correctly. It's a long-lasting segment on the show. Okay, am I broadcasting to YouTube correctly? Okay, so let's get to it. So there's a lot of rumors going on right now. There's a lot of people talking shit right now. There's a lot of people who have no idea what they're talking about right now. And so I have to set the record straight. I'm going to say some controversial things today, or what shouldn't be controversial at all, but apparently they're going to be controversial. So buckle up, buttercup, I guess. I don't know, whatever people say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here on the chat GPTs. And also I'm going to give you an example of how smart chat GPT is, or not, in this particular case. Let me just make that bigger. And I asked it in August of 2025, what is the most important SEO concerns that people have or questions? So this should be very instructive to find out what the most important concerns that people have. And this is what it got when it looked on various websites like the Wall Street Journal, Reddit, Mobilize Cloud, some other shit websites that don't know what the hell they're talking about, especially LinkedIn doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. TechRadar, again, Reddit, it doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. None of these people really know what they're talking about. Well, we're going to listen to it anyway. So apparently the major SEO concerns in 2025 is AI-driven search and zero-click threads. With the increasing prominence of AI tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI overviews and the AI mode, more search queries are being answered directly, reducing visits to source websites. Some reports indicate click-through rates have dropped up to 70% for certain content types. Wow. Now, that is a major change. If you're like, I don't know what the AI overview is, you can do this. What is the AI overview? And you'll get one. You'll get an AI overview explaining what it is. This is the AI overview. This is the new shortlist. This is the new SERPs you want to be on right here. And these SERPs are taken from these pages. They are shortlisted and put here. And then the shortlist is used as the grist for the content for the AI answer. Now, so I can dispel a couple myths there for you. One, is ChatGPT any kind of credible threat to Google search right now? / do you need to worry about ChatGPT? / is anyone using ChatGPT to find your website? The answer there, 99% of the time, is a resounding no, not at all. If you check the statistics, ChatGPT is barely being used at all. Yes, they have a lot of users, but you vastly underestimate the amount that Google is used, with billions of users used trillions of times a day across the planet. So, and even if they find you on ChatGPT, they're still going to check you out on Google, because I don't know if a lot of people still trust making purchases on ChatGPT. And Perplexity is so far behind ChatGPT, it's like not even worth mentioning, right? So I know a lot of people out there are making this buzz about generative engine optimization. And when it comes to any of those things I just mentioned, you don't have to worry about that right now. No one's using that right now, except for nerds like me. Nobody's using that right now, especially not to make a purchasing decision. And you never should have been making informational-based websites to begin with. That was always the worst way of doing SEO. That was always the way that puts you in a losing position. Building out informational pages has always been the way, and a blog has always been the way to call spam bot over looking at your blog, because you look like a spam bot, like every other blog looks like a spam. Every other spam page that they filter, spam brain has come over and noticed what they do, and if they see that anywhere else, you already have a bunch of black check marks in that you're potentially spam. One, two, you're making you're in the sales search funnel. You're too much focused up here at the top where people are getting information. Where they're, what is red apples? You know, I don't even know what red apples are. What are red apples? That's not where you want to be. You want to be at buy red apples, purchase red apples. I want to purchase red apples. That's where you want to be ranking, not up here, right? And so even if you succeeded in that, you spent way more money and way more time doing it. And a lot of people are not succeeding in that. And they're definitely not succeeding in that now, because the thing that you do need to worry about, the only thing there that is true, that I'm probably going to say in this whole thing, out of what other people are talking about, the only thing there that is true, the only thing there that is important is the AI overview. Now, I just want to let you know that we know how to get in the AI overview. I just made this join SEOU.card.co site. And as you can see, we're all about getting into the AI overview. And here's some examples of us getting in the AI overview here, getting in the AI overview here, getting into Perplexity here. So we definitely know how to get in the AI overview. Send me your email. Mention that you saw me on the show. My email's down here at the bottom. Send me an email. Tell me that you mentioned that I mentioned this in the show. I'll give you a big discount. We can get you in SEO University for prices as cheap as $44 a month. Prices as cheap as $44 a month. Come in for a month and see what we have. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You are a fool not to take advantage of what we've been doing for 7 years successfully. And if you can go to that join SEOU.card.co landing page, and I show you a bunch of the examples. I have far more examples than this. See, we can just scroll down for a very long time, seeing all the examples of us winning. However, I have a lot more at bit.ly/SEOPRRF. You can go to bit.ly/SERproof, and you can see way more examples of this. This goes on for years and years and years and years. It won't even be able to load them all. It goes on for a very long time of all the examples of us knowing what we're doing and winning and showing you that we know how to boost traffic. Close tag sales pitch. So we know all about the AI overview, and they're right. That is definitely true. The AI overview is cutting into some traffic quite a bit. In that one case, 70%. I think that stat's a little high. The stats I saw are 50% usually on average. But now, not all queries. Map rankings are still, for now, cross your fingers, for now, knock on wood, map queries are still, don't have a lot of AI interference in them. That's coming soon, however. So you need to learn how to rank for the AI overview. It is the new SEO. The new SEO is ranking in the AI overview. If you don't know how to rank there, you're going to be left behind. That is definitely true. That is 100% true. So that's one thing you definitely need to think about. If you don't know how to rank in the AI overview, no worries. Email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com and we'll get you there. It's not that hard. It's work intensive, I'll put it that way, but it's not that hard to do, and we definitely know how to do it. Okay, but what else do you need to worry about? What else do they think is the important stuff going on here? Okay, well, they say this shift is forcing content creators and publishers to rethink strategies as traditional SEO traffic may be on the decline. False. Completely false. SEO has never been more popular. Check in Google Trends. Search in Google Trends, search search engine optimization, and I can do it for you here if you like to prove it. So let's go to Google Trends. Let's do search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. Here we go. As a topic. And not in Canada, worldwide. And not in the past day, past 5 years. Boom. As you can see, SEO has never been more popular. Look at this over the last 5 years. SEO has never been more popular. There's never been better ways to make money. Never been more people leaving, jumping ship, right? And so there's people who need to make money from home, who need a side hustle, who need to make more money. We are here to help you do that. We know exactly how to help you make more money. We know exactly how to get you back into the search traffic for both global rankings and map rankings and YouTube rankings, quite frankly. Although don't use my channel as an example because I'm too lazy to do it, quite frankly. I don't do YouTube SEO on my channel. I'm too lazy. But we do have the ranking factors for it. When you join, you're going to see, again, it's as cheap as 44 bucks a month. And then you'll also get good access and training to our premier AI tool, SEO Copilot, which again helps us get all these successes that you're seeing here. But as to the claim that SEO traffic is on the decline, this is false. It's just false. It's false because the other SEOs out there don't know what to do, right? We have been, I have a master's degree. I was doing a PhD. I did a year of a PhD in a science-related interdisciplinary philosophy, neuroscience, psychology, PhD and master's degree. And so I know how to conduct science at a pretty high level, and I would have been doing a scientific program of trying to understand Google's ranking algorithms and to help people rank. That's how we get those wins. That's how we have all those successes, right? I have a group of 100 peer testers who peer test. We use the actual scientific method. And so we can guarantee you rankings to some degree. If you follow our methods, we can guarantee you're going to rank. And you work very closely with me. It's not this course that I did 15 years ago that I zip up and send to you and you never talk to me again. You never want to sign up for a course like that because you don't have any quality control. You work directly with me in the Discord group. If something doesn't work, you say, hey, Josh, this didn't work in the Discord group, and everyone sees it. And I jump in and I go, okay, what'd you do? Did you do this? Did you do that? And so there is accountability there, right? This is the kind of mentorship group you're going to want. If you want to succeed at SEO, this is the group you're going to want. You owe it to yourself to pay, like, instead of going out with your girlfriend to eat once this month and pay $44 for that, pay 44 bucks to see what we have. You owe it to yourself. It's a no-brainer to see what we have. If you're serious about making money online in internet marketing, especially when it comes to organic traffic. We are the creme de la creme, and we always have been. We used to charge a lot more than that, I assure you. I used to charge 500 bucks a month for you just to come in and take a look. That was back in the days of everyone knowing SEO was the place to be. Now everyone's forgotten SEO is the place to be, but it's still the place to be. That never changed. It's still a great place to get traffic and money. And we've got some new things coming out that are even going to be better at making us money on autopilot, but I'll save that for another another meeting coming up. So that's totally false. It's just that the other SEOs out there, they have no idea what to do. And you're going to see based on the questions that come up, they clearly have no idea what to do. And again, people like it when I call the people out, and some people hate it when I call the people out. They say I'm arrogant. I'm not meaning to insult anybody, but I'm responsible, my group is responsible for $25 million US organic. That's what we manage per year, roughly. We are professionals responsible with clients and consulting, and some have in-house SEO jobs. And the money they make for their bosses, their clients, and everything is over $25 million US per year. So we are at a very high level. It's very high risk, right? People can lose their jobs. People can lose their livelihood. So we take it very seriously. So when people out there are saying that SEO is dead and they have no idea what they're talking about, they're doing everyone a disservice. They're being unethical. They're hurting other people. And this is important. We need to make sure that these people are not telling lies, that the SEO industry is dead. Buy my GEO software or buy my GEO course. It's a load of shit. GEO doesn't exist. GEO is, other than the AI overview, which is generative, so that part of it works, and that part of it needs to happen for many queries, not all, not for maps, not for about 50% of the queries. And the more lower in the sales funnel you are, the less it happens, where you're supposed to be for SEO anyway, to be doing it optimally. It's not called search engine gambling. It's not called search engine half-assery. It's not SEH. It's search engine optimization. You want to spend the least amount of money and the least amount of time to rank for the best keywords to make the most money for your project, whatever it is, your client, your customer, your boss, for yourself, for your business, whatever it is. And the most efficient business wins. It's business process analysis 101. The most efficient business that spends the least, takes the least time, and makes the most is the one that lasts over time, and all the others fall away. And that's exactly what has happened to the other SEOs, and they have no idea why that's happened or what's going on. And you're going to see in the rest of the questions, they have no idea what they're talking about. So watch this. So let's look at the other questions here for what the major SEO concerns are as far as they're concerned in August of 2025. So now they say complete bullshit for the most part. The rise of GEO, AEO, and AI SEO. They say to stay visible, marketers are adopting generative engine optimization, tailoring content to be referenced or cited by AI generated answers. Now that's partially true. Again, AI generated answers includes the AI overview for sure. And this is definitely the future of search for Google. Definitely, to some good 50% degree at least. Not fully, and not for maps either, yet anyway. And maybe never, you never know, maybe never. But at least for 50% of queries here. And definitely more queries when you're in the informational space. However, that's not GEO. GEO is not, there's no, it's still SEO. It's still search engine optimization. I mean, I guess if you've been doing it as long as I have and you understand it the way I do, there's nothing new under the sun, really. It's not GEO. It's like, oh, it's not about SEO anymore. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because, and I've said this before, you still need to get here somewhat and have the right the right kind of content here to get put in the shortlist here. And to be used in the shortlist here to answer these questions here, you still have to have done proper SEO, proper high quality content that has always been the cornerstone of search engine optimization. Now, I'll use that vaguism, high quality content, when I'm on a public show. When you join Underground SEO University, I'm going to stop saying high quality content and I'm going to use very specific terminology that totally takes away the subjectivity of it. But I'm going to say high quality content for now because I think more people will know what I'm talking about, or know that at least SEOs and Google have been saying for a decade you need high quality content. Indeed, you don't get in here unless you have high quality content. This is the epitome of SEO right here. There's no such thing as GEO. GEO really right now, again, ChatGPT, you can't really optimize for it. It doesn't really exist. No one's really using it. People are using this a ton. And if you want to call this generative experience, if you want to call this a generative experience, you can, and the AI mode as well. You can call it a generative experience. It is using a generative AI. It's using a large language model for sure. It's what it's doing. But it takes the grist from what's ranking here on page 1, mostly page 2 a bit as well, and then puts it in a shortlist, and then from the shortlist puts it in here. 3 very clear steps by 3 main SEO-based ranking algorithms. RankBrain, which is Google's algorithm that ranks, it's a rank brain. That's why they call it a rank brain. It ranks pages higher. It indexes, like down here specifically, it ranks them higher, indexes them more, crawls them more because they're more high quality, they're more what they want, versus Spam Brain. So Rank Brain is bringing you up by certain points. Spam Brain is bringing you down by certain points. I mentioned it already. It will index you less, crawl you less, make your rankings fluctuate more, and punch you out of the index more because you have spam factors. It gives you negative points. And then the last one here that you really need to worry about in the holy trinity of Google rankings is this one right here, quite frankly, and it's called Snippet Brain. And Snippet Brain is the AI that takes the candidates from here and rearranges them like this and this, but it also decides to put this people also ask here. It decides to put this knowledge brain, this knowledge graph snippet here, and it is the one that decides what's going to be shortlisted for the, so all 3 really have a decision in what's going to be shortlisted out of the rankers for the shortlist, which is this is the new search engine results page, quite frankly. It's a list of links at the end of the day is what it is. And they're going to use this as a grist for the answers over here. And you can see that when you click, see, this is the one they used for this. 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 Neil Patel has such a reputation that he actually gets a link in here. Same with SEO Zoom again. These are all the idiots who won the content marketing wars, not because they know what they're talking about, because they could produce, statistically, they just accidentally won. They produced enough content that they could produce it faster and cheaper with slave labor overseas, and it just was right enough that they beat everybody else. and they weren't black hat enough. Like if this is the line of like where you're really doing SEO and it's black hat, they ended up being right here. Google punted all these guys out for them, and they end up being the last ones left to that one. Neil Patel has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to SEO. Zero. And good luck ever talking to the guy and interfacing with him directly to criticize him or ask him or make him prove that he knows what he's talking about when it comes to SEO. Zero. You could tell him I said it. He'll be like, who? He'll be like, who said it? Me. Hey. When it comes to search engine optimization, it's synonymous with my name. He should know who I am. And I have been mentioned many places. Where is it here? Well, it's not here. On like, for example, the link to it here is around here somewhere. For example, like SE Roundtable. For example, I have been honored on SE Roundtable. People know who I am. Look at that. I'm so annoyed at you faced talking to people. There we go. Anyway, I've been honored on here just like he has. Anyway, so, okay, none of that matters. All right. So yes, AI overviews are important. If that's what you mean by GEO, yes, it matters. But there's nothing different you need to do. You always needed to tailor content to be high quality and to be trustworthy. Trust is the major factor to get in here. Trust is the major factor. And we've been talking about trust in SEO forever. So SEO hasn't changed. You still need trust, and you need even more trust to get put shortlisted into here. So they'll use you as an answer for here. Answer engine optimization for structuring FAQs, definitions, and content for direct AI consumption. Wrong. It has nothing to do with FAQs. It has nothing to do with definitions. That's not how it works. This is people guessing and making it up and having no idea what they're talking about, leading everybody astray. So I'm here to set the record straight. This has nothing to do with anything. If you think you're going to make content with FAQs and definitions and you think you're going to win doing that, you are not going to make it into here. You might make it in here once or twice by accident. You won't be able to do it consistently, which you're going to need to be able to do consistently. And you need to do it with purchasing queries. You need to do it with more queries like, kitchen renovation, Winnipeg, Manitoba, or whatever. Queries that are lower down, more transactional. The more transactional the query, the more you're going to rank for it. And you need to find the gems of the transactional queries that are easy to rank for that still make you the money. And if you're like, Josh, how do you do that? Let me show you. That's where SEO Copilot comes in, our AI that finds us the ranking opportunities. And just as a literally 5-second example, if you look here for women's t-shirts, for example, you're going to see, oh, wow, look at this. Look at this keyword that makes a ton of money that people have totally left alone. They've left the base open. The gates to their base are wide open. They thought SEO was over, or they failed and they left. And so now all the keywords are super easy to rank for, except for this one. These guys are hard to beat. All these other guys here in green are easy to beat, theoretically speaking. And this is the kind of keyword you want to find. You want to sort by final return on investment. Find something that could approximately make you tens of thousands of dollars a month to rank for, because they're bidding so high on Google Ads. It's so hot of a sales topic. It's up this year. And there's 90,000 people per month searching it, just for an example. And it's easier to rank for, as opposed to trying to go for all the keywords which are super hard to rank for that don't make anywhere near as much money. This is the wrong way to do SEO, which is setting yourself up for failure. This is the right way to do SEO, setting yourself up for success. You're going to rank for higher keywords sooner, faster, because you attack them sooner, faster, and they're only average in difficulty to get. Imagine ranking for best t-shirt for men. Imagine how much money you can make on that. $2,500 a month is a conservative estimate of how much you can make for that. And then imagine you're not even getting to rank for it that well, or you can't get an affiliate company to convert. Who cares? Rent it out to somebody else who can, or sell your website on Flippa and say, look at this one page alone, according to this tool, can make around $2,500 a month. I'll sell you the site for $5,000. Do that 10 times a month. Do the math. That's where we're going. That's what we're getting into, right? So there are excellent ways of making money. And that's nothing new. It's called digital real estate. People have been doing that. People like Craig Campbell, who I don't even know if exists anymore. I hope you do, brother. Craig, I hope you're okay. I don't mean ill to anyone. I hope you're doing very well, my friend. And he made a lot of popularity back in the day about flipping websites. He had some great tricks. I've learned them, which were just, everybody knew it. He just is the one who said it. Yeah, so I highly recommend you think about the money you can make and think about it from that perspective. Okay, so let's continue on here. What else do they get wrong? So artificial intelligence optimization, AIO. You see, you know we're early because they haven't even decided if it's GEO, AEO, AIO. These are a bunch of people obviously just trying to make up new acronyms so they can be the big dog in the new acronyms. And there's no hybrid approach. It is SEO 101, like we've been teaching it for 7 years. That's how you get into here. Google is only going to allow Google over time only allowed the most trusted websites to rank #1 here over time. And therefore, they're only going to allow the most trusted websites being here. And there's a one-to-one polarity between them. There's a one-to-one correlation between them. So this is all bullshit. This hasn't arisen at all. It's arisen in their perceptions that they now realize they're insufficient and need to do something new. It's not. It's just SEO as it has always been forever. Okay, what about number 3? Now they really go off on a tangent to say something that, in my opinion, is complete horseshit. They say you need schema and structured data. I don't know where this myth came from. I don't know where this myth came from. Now, I know industry people who are very successful. I know for a fact because I've seen their rankings. I see what they can do. And they swear by structured data. Fine. I respect you guys. I like you guys. I don't want to call you out in any way, shape, or form, but I've tried to test it. I've found credible examples, these industry standard examples of the way to do schema that boosts the best. I've tested it in controlled single variable experiments. It didn't boost any pages at all. It solidified some pages. It didn't boost them at all. And then I tried it in a field test and it plummeted the page by 8 spots. So either I did something wrong or there's something wrong with structured data. The problem with structured data is that there's 80 million ways of doing it. There are literally infinite ways to string together structured data, or near infinite ways to string together structured data. And there's 2 different things. They're talking about map pack rankings. For their map pack, that's a separate search product. And the engineers in the map pack may have made it a booster if you had structured data. It's definitely not a booster if you are in global informations. And that is where we're talking about. We're talking about the global informational product. We're talking about this search product of Google's that does the AI overview. I guarantee to you that structured data and schema will not in any way help you get here. It is in no way going to help you get here. I can tell you that with 99% certainty from having scientifically tested it. There is no way it'll help you get in here. It's just a bald-faced lie. I'm sorry. It's just a bald-faced lie. It's just bad science that people do. They make a page, they put structured data on it, and maybe 1 or 2 of the pages got in the AI overview, or maybe it didn't, and they're lying, and they don't know what else to do, and they're just panicking, trying to keep revenue and sales coming in and people listing them for SEO. That's probably what's happening, in my opinion, because I could find absolutely no way to make it. I could not peer review that result. I could not make structured data put anything in an AI overview. I couldn't even make it rank something higher. It plummeted at 8 spots. So, and I've been doing HTML since the spec has existed. I know it pretty well. So I might have done something wrong. I don't think so. I used, out of the single variable testing I did, I used the best example of it, and I found tons of mistakes that they've done. For example, did you know it's a mistake to put it in twice? To have 2 JSON sections? That will plummet your rankings. I tested that in single variable testing. So And the greatest example of the biggest example of SEO structured data out there that everyone relies on and points at and says, therefore must be boosting you is, I'm sorry, complete and utter horseshit. I tested that specifically. So again, it might help for map packs. I didn't test map packs. For global informational ranking, which is what we're talking about today, and it helping you get into the AI overview, I could say complete horseshit. Not only is it complete horseshit, but it takes hours to do. It's finicky and stupid, and I hate it. And that's not the reason why I'm saying not to do it. I'm saying not to do it because it sucks and it doesn't actually boost you, so don't do it. If you need to make your front-facing content structured. You need to make your front-facing on-page content schema structured. Not by using schema. You need to understand what that actually means in the original HTML specification. What the difference is between marking up content, markup versus content. And we've been doing that in HTML forever. HTML is a structured data. HTML is a schema markup. It's always been a markup. It's called the hypertext markup language. So to do it properly and fast and efficiently, because you need to move fast and efficient to win at SEO, you need to have more pages on your website than everybody else, or you need to have a comparable amount of pages. You can't take a week to make a page and find all the schema bullshit. You can't make one page a day. That is, you lose. Stop now. One page a day, you lose. That's it. Unless you have such a small niche that 5 pages and that's all you need, fine. If you're trying to compete in anything else that makes money, you have to make more than one page a day. Probably you need to catch up and maintain your content velocity, which is a ranking factor and a positive one, by the way. You need to maintain your high quality content velocity. I'll put it that way. Low quality content velocity, deranking factor. High quality content velocity, boosting factor. And you need to keep that up on par or on something like on par with your competitors. You can make up the slack in other ways. If you join SEO University, I'll show you how you can cheaply, easily make up the SEO slack of getting SEO ranking points in other ways, boosting points in other ways, and maybe not having to match their 10,000 pages. But at the end of the day, it's like weight class in UFC. Yeah, you can do some tricks of your blocking and your punching and whatnot, but end of the day, weight class is weight class, and there's a reason why they have them. You need to be close to where they are, right? And quite frankly, on-site and on-page SEO is the cheapest, easiest, and pound for pound best way in terms of ranking factors to catch up on everybody else. Because here's the other mistake that they make. It's this legacy myth in the SEO industry that you're going to see down here about this, but I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so adapting to hybrid search interfaces, that's exactly what we were talking about up here. So they just named the second thing again. That's just adapting to AI overview. Again, we talked about that. And now they talk about intent, quality, and context over keywords. Here we go. Well, here is some truth, some slight truth. The AI overview was truth number 1. They got that 100% correct. Ding. Oops, I closed it. Chat GPT. Boom. Boom. So check mark number 1 that they got right was here. Definitely AI overview is something new. This is stats a little inflated, but it can be up to 50%. And here's another place where they got some stuff right. Query intent. What is quality and context over keywords? Okay, that is entirely false. So there's some truth here, but it's entirely false. So first off, what is intent? Intent, they say, they call it search intent, creating content that aligns closely with user goals, is more important than ever. This is so vague. That's true. This is actually true if I interpret this generously. This is actually another check mark. Ding, you got this right, SEO industry. Wow, you guys are not complete asshats. They got this partly right, but here's the problem. It's so vague, you'd never know what this means unless, again, you join Underground SEO University. Query intent or search intent is not the direct thing. It's called query interpretation. And I can't remember what the patent's called, but we looked at the patent in the group. And it has to do with the questions that closely align with user goals. It's not actually user goals. It's about user questions. And that I can go on more deeply. I could go off on a tangent and talk about 10 hours about this. We have hours of courses about this. So yes, what other people call query intent is important, but quite frankly, it's not really about search intent. It's not really about query intent. That's like saying that having a nice car is going to get you a girlfriend who wants to marry you. Not really. It's tangentially connected. Maybe you'll impress her with your car. Probably not. We're not living in the fucking 1950s and be like, ooh, you have a Mustang. I'm going to marry you. Like, not really. It's not really how it works. It's tangentially related if at best. That's the same with search intent. It's tangentially related at best. Quality, yes, but what does that mean? What does quality mean? Eat, yes. Expertise, experience, authoritative, and trustworthiness, yes, is important. But how do you do it? Keywords, that's how you do it. Keywords is the other thing they get a check mark here, but they said that context was more important than keywords. That's wrong. That's as wrong as it gets. At the end of the day, as much as Google would like to confuse you, as Google would like to abstract your thought and get you confused and thinking about things that are not actually ranking factors, keywords are ranking factors at the end of the day. They've always been ranking factors, and they always will be ranking factors. You need to see the keywords you're looking for. The user is looking for keywords they want to know. But what are the keywords? Is it this experience, expertise, authority, and trust? And yes, those are some of the keywords. Those are not off-page signals, which they're about to say in links. Those are not off-page signals. They've been wrong. The SEO industry has been wrong about that for decades. Why? Because they learned how to sell links 15 years ago, and they made a system to do it, and they just haven't wanted to change their business since that. And links kind of do work sometimes if you don't do it wrong, which is very easy to do. So they've been selling that and just being like, whatever, we don't care. We're not changing our systems. And we're going to tell everybody that it's all links. All SEO is links, they're going to be saying for the last 20 years, which is wrong. Links are at best 30% of the signal, at best. Hypertext links, maybe 20% of the signal these days. Wrong, just wrong. I'm talking about actual anchor tags. There are other off-page signals which are far more important that fit into that rubric, that build into that rubric, right? Of making off-page references and signals to yourself, which we have mastered in Underground SEO University. We have various courses on it, taught both by myself, but by other masters, other students in here as well. So you need those expertise, experience, authority, and trust keywords. You definitely do, to rank in the AI overview, which is where you need to be for SEO. And it's still SEO, but you need more keywords than that. And those are on-page keywords. Those are words that you need to say, proving that you have the experience, proving that you are showing the expertise, proving that you are an authority in this niche. You're talking about it like the experts would talk about it. You're not talking about it like an amateur. And therefore, you'll get the T in that acronym, trust, which is, again, as I said, trust is the most important factor for ranking in the AI overview. But there's more keywords that you need. You need the semantic keywords. You need to actually be on topic and have the semantic of the user intent, of those questions that the user doesn't even know they need to ask, that you need to answer, right? And you need to be helpful. Remember the helpfulness update that's been baked into RankBrain, into the algorithm now? You need to be helpful. You need to have the helpful keywords. You need what I call the sheet, right? Semantic, helpful, experience, expertise, authority, trust keywords. And then you need the final T in the sheet, two T's on the end of that, is timeliness. You need to be timely. They don't want to get you information from 1847, back in the Civil War when we wore onions on our belts. They don't want to rank that information. They want to rank the timely information. Okay. So there's some partial truths there, but some partial falsities that's going to lead people astray, which pisses me off. And then last but not least, 6, link building still matters. Wrong. I mean, it is partly right in that they're saying local citations, kind of. There's a certain way you need to do it. Backlink relevance, yes, this is true. And building relationships within your niche, sure. But what does that vaguism even mean? And if they mean reciprocal linking, wrong. but there's some sparks of truth there as well, I would admit. So again, I don't have the time to talk about it. It's going to take a long time to talk about, but that is what I would recommend there for that. Definitely these other off-site references that are referring to you, talking about you, reviewing you, rating you, things of that nature on trusted websites, definitely very important for sticking in the AI overview. Getting into the AI overview is strictly an on-page affair, or can be, getting into the AI overview. I've done it. I've proven it. Sticking there can be difficult, for sure. All right, now let's look at the final stuff they say here. What are the most asked questions? So a recent roundup said that these are the questions. How are you updating your SEO? So I'll answer these questions for you. How are you updating your SEO or content strategy because of AI? Don't do content marketing in the old way. Don't be doing content marketing. You should be doing SEO like a nasty black hat internet marketer, in the sense that you were worried about your money keywords. You were only looking for money keywords. You were only looking for words here that are easy to rank for, but also make you money. And you're going down this list and you're building these first. That has always been the way, no matter what niche you're in, no matter what hat you think you're wearing, that has always been the way to do SEO. Always been the way to do SEO. If you fail to do this, you will fail. You will have a 2-year job in this industry as opposed to a 10-year job in this industry right now. I'm only predicting out 10 years because AI is a destabilizer. But I can predict out 10 years that we're still going to be here. It's assuming I don't win the lottery and quit or something. We're still going to be here, and you can still do SEO for 10 years using this method. I don't see, and you'll always be able to use this method actually, because quite frankly, there will always be the need for a human being to tweak the content so the AI understands it better. There will always be a need to do that. And that's what SEO is, tweaking the content. And tweaking content on your site or other sites so the AI understands you better. And to understand you better means they understand you're good and you're a good business and you have the expertise, authority, and the trust. Therefore, you deserve the trust. Therefore, you deserve to rank. That's what we're doing, right? And it's not false. We are a good business. Of course we are. Of course people should be buying from us because we're a good business. So it's all front-facing. It's all above board. It's all white hat, right? And if you don't think that, then you should really think about why you're in that business. If you can't tell people you're in that business, you might want to be like, maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. Future of SEO in an AI overview world. I've kind of answered that. It's got a bright future. I'll answer that more in a second. And should I focus on traditional SEO or GEO? Again, there's no difference. This is just bullshit that people made up. For example, I will say this. Hey, ChatGPT. I believe that AIO, GEO, AI, SEO, all these new acronyms are made by people who have no idea what they're talking about, and they're mostly snake oil salesmen just trying to diversify to get a new keyword because they have no idea how to do SEO, or they have no idea how to understand how traditional SEO, which the purpose of which was always to make a trustworthy site, and trust being the most important factor to get into the AI overview, which is definitely real and true. They just have no idea what they're talking about. And the fact that they haven't even solidified on a single acronym to use now to replace SEO shows that they have no idea what they're talking about, and or at the very least, it's far too early to say that SEO has really even changed, again, given the trust comment. Let's see what it says. Let's see if it was yes, you're not alone in thinking this, and you're raising a very valid critique. Why, thank you. It does feel like opportunistic rebranding, doesn't it? Yes, it does. SEO has always been about trust. The acronym's arms race is a red flag, and you should run away. Run away. So let me answer this question. The future of SEO in an AI overview world is the same. It really hasn't changed. I admit it's gotten harder. It was pretty easy to rank number one. Now you need to get shortlisted and put into the AI overview. And you need to hope that the AI overview makes you a link as well. or, people just seeing your name there and then you do a retargeting play is good. And we've done that. For example, I will show you. Let me show you. View, details. Let me show you here. So here's some more. So here, let me just show you this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is the site I built up with SEO Copilot, made the whole site rank better. This is just this SEO Copilot section. There's our latest local stuff that we're crushing it. He moved the impressions from 238,000. He gave them 1 million more impressions in 3 months. In just 3 months, that's a good thing. Here's some more of his local rankings. So you're getting, I didn't get them mentioned here in the overview, but we did rank #1 with just on page, I might add. And we were able to get them shortlisted here at the top of the shortlist. So at least people searching this are seeing the name, Condor Builders in this particular case. They're not my client anymore. Someone else is doing their SEO. So I don't recommend you go there and copy it because I don't even know what they're doing. I can't, last time I checked, they made some huge mistakes and plummeted their rankings. That was hilarious. I'm like, here's the #1 rankings I got you. Here I am getting you into the AI overview. Nobody else can even do this yet. And he's like, yeah, well, no one's signing up. And I'm like, okay, well, the prices aren't good. There's these other problems why they're not signing up. I'm getting the traffic to the page. You need to convert it. I said we should need to do retargeting is one of the things we need to do. So retargeting is when they've seen Condor Builders and then they see Condor Builders on every other website they go to and they click on it and they eventually buy. That just changes the sales process from more direct to retargeting, which is fine. That's a perfectly valid sales process that a lot of businesses have used. So that's perfectly fine. And guys, I'll be answering questions in a couple seconds. So if you have any Ask Me Anything SEO questions, by all means, throw them in the right-hand side. If you have an opinion, I'd love to hear it about this. So that's one thing, which is still great. If you can get here, shortlisting is even easier. Getting mentioned in this top paragraph is possible. You can see he has competitors in there. Vostok Construction, All Outs Construction, Power Up Construction. They're mentioned there. They don't have any links. What you want to get is like this, where you get them mentioned there, or even better, you get a link there. So this will get you even more traffic than ranking #1 used to get you. This is worth 70 to 80% of the clicks people have reported, right? Versus ranking #1 was 30% of the clicks. It has been for the last 15 years. And keep continuously going down the more Google or Roads search organic traffic with more ads at the top. So this is the kind of exact AI overview you want. You want to have the link here. And this is the kind of AI overviews that Google will use, hopefully more and more, for transactional queries. So you get your brand here, they see the picture, they see you do this, they see you're great. You see how keyword focused I am? You need to be keyword focused, as long as you don't go overboard. There is over optimization. You need to ride that blade. You need to be riding that edge, that cutting edge, or you're not going to rank, or you'll go too far and you won't rank. And that will hopefully get you mentioned here. And if you're trusted enough, it'll get you a link. So on-page and on-site gets you here. Trust, off-page trust is what keeps you here. If you want to learn how to do that in very, very precise methods, I'm being vague here because of time. I only have 5 minutes left. But if you want me to be very precise, I've got tens of hours of courses. I also have a new AI tutor and helper based off our knowledge base that you can have your own chat GPT, but it actually knows how to do SEO because it's based off our experiments. It's based off our science. And I have that new chatbot for you. We have the videos, we have the over-shoulder tutorials, we have that chatbot to step you through it. That will help you learn way faster and remind you way quicker later on when you forget. You're like, oh yeah, right. What was their ranking fact? Where do we land on the offer profile? Are we supposed to have an offer profile? Does it boost? How do you do it? You could ask the chatbot that. It'll answer questions. You can also ask us in Discord, and I'll gladly answer in Discord. I'm not trying to outsource my work, but the AI chatbot could help you tremendously there as well. Especially if you need a lot of hand-holding, if you've forgotten a lot of it, no worries. My AI tutor is there 24/7 to help you. I'm asleep during when Australia is awake. If you're in Australia, you might want to use the chatbot. You might get a quicker answer that way. Yes, here's Perplexity, super easy to rank for, but who cares? No one's using it. And I thought I had one more AI overview. Here's best instruction ever. The instruction quality is pretty good, guys. And yeah, here it is. So here again, we were ranking number 3 here, and we was able to get into the AI overview. So that's the new thing, guys. You got to get in the AI overview. It is definitely the place you want to be. That's the future of SEO. Whether they're going to call it Geo or AI SEO or whatever they're going to call it, it's just SEO. As ChatGPT confirmed, trust has always been the major signal in SEO. Just how do you get it? What does trust mean? What does trust mean? And how do you get it? Now, question 1, question 2. We answer those completely in Underground SEO University. I suggest you join. All right, so that is our summation of what the most important concerns are for August in 2025 SEO. Let us go here now to YouTube, and we have a bunch of folks watching. Let's see what questions you guys got. I'm going to give you, I know we're about 20 seconds ahead of you, so go ahead, throw your questions there in the chat on the right-hand side. If you guys have any more questions, awesome. So Viva Las Vegas Nirvana asks, I have a local service business and I changed address and name. Rebrand with location change. Now I cannot get verified on Google. Is it just a matter of going to all the directories and updating the NAP? No, it's a matter of far more than that. My local guru and student, Ryan Mazies, would be the best guy to direct you. So you definitely should join the group and ask. He would give you exactly the right answer of exactly what you need to do. But from my knowledge and experience, and I'm no slouch either, I've ranked in local quite a bit, but I don't spend day in, day out only doing local like these local guys do. And it's definitely a problem. And let me tell you why. This would be a problem for any site because it comes down to what Google calls the KG. The KG is the knowledge graph. The knowledge graph, for example, is this thing here. When I searched my name and you saw this show up, this is from my manipulation of the knowledge graph. This is how I became synonymous with search engine optimization, is from my manipulation of the knowledge graph. And that's when you're building citations, that's exactly what you're doing. You're manipulating the knowledge graph, right? You're making these entities, Business X, Josh's Red Apple Farm at 123 Red Apple Lane with 222-555-55555, right? That name, address, and phone number. Those are properties on that entity. But what happens when Josh moves to Brown Melon Lane, changes the phone number? Then I've broken the trust of that entity. Google can't trust it now anymore. And so, yeah, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting that redone. You're going to have to do a video walkthrough for sure. We have a lot of tricks and tips on how you can do that. It's not that difficult. It's possible to get GMB, to get multiple GMBs approved, and or to get yours reapproved. Addressing that, whether that gets your map pack reapproved or not, it's going to affect your rankings too. So you definitely need to update the name, address, and phone number. I can tell you that right now. Whatever other tricks, completely white hat things you need to do to get back in there, join Underground SEO University, and then you need to go to the local SEO channel and ask Ryan and say, this is what's happened. Guys, how would I fix it? And we have more than Ryan, of course. We have a lot of local gurus, George as well, a number of other ones. They'd be happy to put their 2 cents in there. But your name, address, and phone number is crucially important for every business. Whether you're ranking in maps or you're ranking in global or both, the name, address, and phone number being consistent, all of your information being consistent across the board is vitally important. Because quite frankly, at the end of the day, all Google is a knowledge graph engine. It's not a search engine. It's a knowledge graph engine. That's all it is. That's all it is. And we just navigate it like we're doing DOS or Linux commands to change directories and list files. We navigate the knowledge graph with a search query, and you can 90% think of it just like it's a knowledge graph engine. We could click it like it's 3-dimensional. We could click and grab it and zoom in on nodes and zoom deeper in on nodes like it's a giant galaxy, and zoom deeper in on planets and zoom deeper in on moons. And a planet is like an entity, your business, and all the moons are like the properties of that business. And when those moons are out of there, now your whole star map is destroyed. You don't know how to get there anymore, right? Just work with me for the metaphor. So that's all Google is. It's a knowledge graph engine. And you need to bring your entities closer. josh'sAppleFarm.com and Josh's Apple Farm Ltd need to get closer to red apples if that's what I want to rank for. And how do you bring it closer? Every time these words are mentioned in conjunction somehow with these words, we bring them closer together in the knowledge graph until they're touching. There's other words we want. We want the latest date. We want 2025 to matter in there as well. You can also think of it as sentiment, as polarity, right? It's what they call in computer science polarity. Polarity means negative or positive, right? Is there positive sentiment or negative sentiment? Now, Google doesn't have sentiment AIs per se. I don't think they do. It was in the leak talking about sentiment, but I don't think they use that as globally as we think they do. I think it's just all entities in the knowledge graph. We want josh'sAppleFarm.com and Josh's Apple Farm Ltd closer to red apples, closer to timeliness, closer to good, highly rated, highly reviewed, highly talked about business. We need to have that cross section of those four Cartesian coordinates, quite frankly. We need to bring those closer together so they are very close. And they rank even stronger and will rise above everybody else who's trying to bring their entity nodes closer together in the node tree and surpass us. That's another way of thinking of Google's ranking AI, rank brain, spam brain, and snippet brain et al., like all of them together, thinking about it as a agentic AI, that's what agentic AI is. It's an AI that takes steps and maybe uses other sub AIs to do other decisions and solve problems in a chain of thought or ideation, a chain of thought ideation or tree of thought ideation. That's all it is, right? When you think about it that way. And when you think about it that way, you really dial in your on-page and on-site and off-page strategy. You're like, these are the entities I need to bring together. Okay, woo, I'm now hovering. Boing, boing, boing. Sorry, I'm now hovering, right? That's the meditation thing. Okay. So, all right, any more questions there, guys, on the tube views? All right, we got more questions. Now there's 12 people watching. AB says, this is a great question. AB says, does the people also ask question help with rankings and SEO? The short answer is no. Nope, it used to, not anymore. Nope, ignore it. That is beyond the query space. Here's your query space. Here's the entity, whatever it is, buy red apples. Here's the questions that are under the buy red apples heading. And then people also ask is outside of this. Here's the query space. People also ask as the tangential questions around this, pointing to this. You would ask before this, you would ask after this, not the questions you would ask in this. Sorry, this was kind of, censor that, get a black bar over that. The questions that would be in here, this is where you want to be. Sorry if that was provocative. That's the place you want to be. Sorry, dad jokes all day. The dad jokes are free. Try the V, I'll be here all week. So that's the circle of questions you want to be in. The people also ask questions, I can tell you with certainty, are too far afield. So I can save you that work. Do not use those. All right, what other questions you guys got? Try to stump me. Come on, try to stump me. See what you can do. See if there's something I don't know about SEO. There's plenty I don't know about life and things. Don't ask me about, women. I don't understand women, other than I love them and they're wonderful and they deserve compassion and to be listened to. That's all I understand about women and other people. Try to stump me on a SEO question, however. Viva Las Vegas says, I never got on all directories before. Really don't want to, although that would be smart for SEO. Convince me I need to be on the directories and how to get verified. You'll need to join SEO University for that. We'll need to show you examples where we've done this exact thing. People have done this thing. People have changed their address before. We'll show you exactly how we did it, what we did. So email me and I can help you out more. AB says, thank you. You're welcome. Beige, AZE, which has a Canadian flag, says, hello, my Canadian brother or sister or transgendered friend. They ask how to do better SEO. Again, great question. How to do better SEO. 1, use SEO Copilot. 2, follow what SEO Copilot does. Make sure you find and it automates for you. So you're saving thousands of hours and thousands of dollars overall over the years in finding the best keywords to rank for that make you the most money. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, go back earlier in the video. I already covered all this, talked about this. 2, join SEO University. Try it for 44 bucks in the month. Learn the proper way to do SEO. Learn the proper way to monetize SEO. Learn the way to diversify your risk and make more money in SEO. Learn how to be like the internet marketers of old who made a fucking ton of money, like we still do, doing SEO. Jump in and learn all that. That is the best top level advice I can give you. Otherwise, you want to think of Google as a knowledge graph. You want to think of them as trust. Trust is the most important factor. You want to, and the last thing I'll say, it's just general advice, how to rank better in SEO, which is a very top level question, so you're getting top level answers, is spend more time on your site and less time buying links and doing what everybody else says. And the last thing I'll say is don't listen to anybody else. Sorry, don't listen to anybody else. I know it sounds self-serving. I know it sounds arrogant. But it's like I say in martial arts. Maybe I'll use a martial arts metaphor. I teach martial arts as well. I have 3 black belts. Been teaching martial arts for less time than I've been doing SEO. I got into martial arts around 25, so I'm 50 now, so 25 years roughly. Or no, I know as a teenager I got into it. I did some martial arts earlier, so around 30 years as well. And I teach very practical martial arts. I learned very, kung fu kind of martial arts. I learned 2 kung fu's, black sashes, and then arnis, or the Americans call it kali or eskrima, or some call it balantuak, Filipino style martial arts, which are very practical. And I'm not any good at that, so don't challenge me to a fight. I don't want to fight anybody. I definitely don't want to fight anybody with a stick or a knife, because that's how people get hurt really, really quickly. And that's the stick and knife stuff I did in Filipino martial arts, plus some hand stuff as well. But if for example, if I'm teaching a self-defense class, if women come to me for a self-defense class, this is what I do not do. I don't say, here, I'm going to teach you a jumping, flying side kick. Not because that wouldn't work. They'd be so surprised it probably would work. They'd stand there like, what's she doing? And get kicked in the face. It probably would work, actually, because it's such a crazy move. It's just that the calorie-wise, the skill-wise, the cardiovascular-wise, how much time it takes to do the jumping kick, how hard it would be to land it, how hard it would be to land and not hurt yourself in doing it. I would never teach it that way for that reason. I would never teach you fancy white crane this. Now I'm really going to piss some people off. White crane this. I wouldn't teach you fancy monkey steals the pair this move. Why? I wouldn't teach you any fancy moves at dojo speed of someone standing well out of punching range and they put the punch out here. The punch has been out here for like 2 seconds, and then you're like, huh, 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 and then huh, huh, some kind of prefab defender bullshit, fucking Mr. Miyagi paint wax on, wax off, fucking bullshit combination. I will show you how to maybe we'll borrow from Krav Maga, and we're going to cover like this. We're going to come in, they're going to grab their hair, and then we're going to knee them in the face until their nose is bleeding all over the place. I'm going to push them on the ground. Then we're going to look for people looking and watching. And if no one's looking or watching, we're going to soccer kick them in the head, because that's how you end a fucking fight. If you guys seen actual street fighting, that's how you end one, is soccer kicking someone in the head. Or if he's already sufficiently dispatched, push and move away and say, hey, I don't want any trouble. I didn't start this fight, blah, 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 blah. I hope that metaphor is not lost on you guys, because there's plenty of dojos out there handing out belts that the people have no idea how to fight. They think they do. That's the worst part. They think they do. They think they do. They think they have time to wrap their wrists and put on boxing gloves and do kickboxing, yay, combinations. Not that strong punches and kicks don't help you. They do. Not that cardio isn't important. It is. But that's not fighting. That's not street fighting. That's not going to help you win the street fight or stop getting mugged or something along those lines. That's going to get you dead. That's what that's going to do. So that's the difference, right? I'm so upset. I can't remember how I got onto this tangent, but well, how did I get on this tangent again? I have no idea. What was the question? How to do better SEO? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Oh, here it is. People say I'm arrogant. People say like, Josh is so arrogant. He calls everyone else out. He says everyone else out in SEO is an idiot. That's because they fucking are. Sorry, it just is. It just is. I don't see anybody left who really knows what they're doing except for people associated with my group. They're all gone. They're really all gone. All the people who really knew what they were doing are kind of gone. They've moved on to something else. because it was too hard to compete. Not too hard for us, and not too hard for you if you join us, but too hard to compete, or they didn't know what they were doing, or they moved on to something else. I don't know. I've been doing this a long time, and that just happens naturally. I've been doing this 30 years. People join and leave. I've been here longer than most Google employees who work on the search algorithm, right? Or not most, a bunch anyway. I've outlived them. So, and it ends up hurting people, right? That's why I'm so vocal about this. This is why I'm so bullish on this, because it ends up hurting people. Just like you would not believe the times I've had women, especially, or smaller guys who got beat up or lost or it didn't work or they were worried it wouldn't work and came to me and said, hey, I have a brown belt or a black belt in this or that. I'm not going to mention the specific martial art because it doesn't really matter. It's how you teach it. There are better martial arts than other ones, in my opinion, but any karate is great if it's taught to you properly. Any kung fu is great if it's taught to you properly, right? Practically, like someone thinking about how the street fight actually is going to happen, the actual tactical scenario you need to apply it in. Anyone can pull off wrist locks on a fucking moron who grabs your shirt. We don't have to worry about the morons grabbing you. We have to worry about the guy who's watched too much UFC and has fought a lot and is tough, who's going to grab your wrist. And then if you do some wrist lock and it isn't absolutely perfect, they're going to stop it and they're going to clock you and that'll be it. Fight over, right? So, and you wouldn't believe the number of people like that have come to me and trying to learn martial arts. And I'm like, and I have to be the asshole. I have to be the asshole to tell them, I know, sorry, those moves are not really going to work tactically. I mean, they might work against someone who has no idea what they're doing, but you know what works against everybody who has no idea what they're doing? A punch to the face. That's what works against everybody who doesn't know what they're doing. You know what works against everybody who doesn't know what they're doing? Wrapping their arms up, then slamming them on the ground. That works against every style, right? Covering up like this and backing off when you don't have an advantage. How about that? How about that for a crazy idea? Don't think that your chin way out here doing your fancy moves is gonna work. I mean, it might, but it's not, again, it's not advantageous. It's not optimal. I'm teaching optimality. And I gotta tell them this because otherwise these girls are gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna hurt these people, right? These guys are gonna get hurt. That's real. That's a real thing that I am responsible for. And I take great responsibility for it. So I don't have time to mince words. I don't have time to pussyfoot around. We need to start doing some fucking reps and start doing some push-ups and start doing some martial arts. Now pivot the metaphor over to SEO. It is the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing. I have some white people out there doing McDojo tactics, selling you their belts, which they really don't care if you ever get in a fight, and they've never been in a fight themselves either. Not a street fight anyway. They might have done some ring fighting, so good. The cardio will be good, but you're going to break your wrist as soon as you throw that 6-punch combination at willy-nilly on someone. Hit their cranium, you're going to break your wrist. You're going to break your knuckle on a tooth if you don't land those punches or strikes actually correctly and learn it, in my opinion, the Chinese way, where we never wore any gear. I never wear a mouth guard, never wore a cup, throwing each other on cement. You train into that, obviously slowly, but that's how we train. Or that's kind of the idea. You can wear a mouth guard, of course, if you want, but it's your teeth. But I never have. I've only cracked one molar. Jordan, my sparring partner, uppercut me and cracked my back molar, shattered it. And we kept fighting. I was like, spit it out. We kept going. And I was like, later, I was like, hey, there's something sharp here. I'm like, what's that? Anyway, I should have realized. I heard a crunch. Duh. If you hear a crunch, something good, not good happened. Anyway, back to SEO. It's the exact same thing. People are getting hurt by these guys. These guys are fucking flim-flam salesmen. They're snake oil salesmen. And no, I refuse. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm arrogant. I refuse to let that pass. I refuse. I refuse to have to sit here every Friday and say stuff and not point out and say, listen, how do you get better at SEO? Don't listen to anybody else. Because even if they got it right, and the chat GPT there I gave it 2 check marks. It was partially correct. It was fully 100% correct about the AI overview. That's definitely what you need to think about now, for sure. Definite check mark, 100%. A+ on that answer, for sure. But that's it. That was 0.1 out of 6 points. So does the whole essay that ChatGPT wrote based on other people's answers get an A+? It was an F minus, fail with a minus, right? It was either too vague or it was completely wrong. So yeah, how do you do SEO better? Don't listen to any of those assholes. Come get your black belt from me. I guarantee to you, I've put some thought into how you need to apply this and what you need to do because I'm there every day. And you can come up to me and say publicly, this didn't work or this did work, show me. And I will show you. I will fix it if it needs to be fixed. There is no better way of doing it. It's not good to buy someone's course from 15 years ago, and that's what it is. It's from 15 years ago. And they send you a zip, and you're like, oh, great. Now I can rank. No, I'm sorry. You drank the Kool-Aid. You went to a McDojo. They sold you your black belt. Don't go fighting anybody. It's going to end badly. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Now that I've offended everyone, any more questions? AB says, I use Google Sites. Interesting. George just did a huge experiment on Google Sites. Let me get you guys. This guy's in my group as well. Let me give you his YouTube. He just did. Okay. So George, where's George? Here it is. Okay. So let me share this with you guys. You're gonna like this. Am I a fan of Google Sites? No. But do these local guys like to use them sometimes? Yes. So check out George's YouTube. I pasted there in the chat. He says, AB says, sometimes someone told me to try a Google Stack to help with rankings and trust. Nope. Is he correct about it helping with rankings? Nope. No. That's like saying, I'll go back to a martial arts metaphor. That's like saying, try chain punching. You know, in Wing Chun, I didn't do Wing Chun. I do Cheng Shi or Bagua. Bagua is probably the original art that Wing Chun came from, or so they say. I don't know if that's true. I don't fucking care if that's true. But Wing Chun, Wing Chun, what they call the chain punching, boom, 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 this kung fu punching. Yeah, if you punch a guy 8 times in the head, it's great. Ba, 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 bang. But do chain punches really knock people out? Not really. I've seen Wing Chun full contact fights. It doesn't really knock people out. It like, they're stunned for the number of seconds they're doing this. Then you need to follow it up with a throw, slamming their head in the ground, then stomping on their head or kicking their head, or maybe an arm break at that point, something that's going to stop them from doing any effective force against you after that. That's what the Google Stack is like. It's like a chain punch. It's fancy. It looks good. You feel good training it. You're like, oh yeah, look at me. I'm working out the stress. I'm moving fast. And if you're actually doing Wing Chun or Chinese-based fist conditioning and palm conditioning, which you need to do, because otherwise, if you don't do fist or palm conditioning when you punch someone, the skull is a heavy piece of machinery with sharp, glassy teeth. If you punch somebody in the head without doing the proper Chinese or any martial art conditioning for your fists and your wrists, you're going to break something. You're going to twist it. You're going to break a wrist, twist it like this, hit it like this. You're going to hit it like this and snap it this way. Anyway, the point is that that's the same thing with Google Stacks. It's fancy. It kind of has a use. Is it the end all and be all of SEO? Certainly not. That is another warmed up, rehashed idea from 15 years ago. George is only into it because he could make 5,000 of them in a very short amount of time. And then maybe he could do something with that, but not really. Google is well aware of people trying to use Google properties for links. Yes, some people still swear by them, but some people swear by chain punching. And for me, taking a holistic bird's eye view approach as to, will that work? Is it the best thing to do? Could I have shown you a way better thing to do in the same amount of time? Yeah, it's called an overhand right, right? Yes, it's called grabbing and then throwing and then smashing their head into the ground. Some move like that, it's like it's breaking their shoulder as you throw them and popping their shoulder joint and then smashing their head in the ground. Something along those lines would probably be better than the like the machine gun chain punch, which I've never seen knock anybody out. Sure, it could, I guess, because the punches are not that strong because you're not putting that much body into them. You're not putting the full torque of a full punch into it. Anyway, so we're getting both martial arts instruction and SEO instruction. I know this is the stuff that Josh teaches. Okay. Other questions. N Bayz says, I was watching a video. They did a test and 2 H1 and 1 page actually boosted them a bit. What do you think? I've tested that and no. 2 H1s used to boost really, really well. I'd love to see the video, but 2H1s can boost you. It depends on the ratio. It's a holistic thing, right? Google has anti-SEO AIs. They do. That's a fact. Matt Cutts told me when he used to work there. They definitely do now. We've tested it. We've seen it. We have the leaks. They have anti-SEO AIs. And it looks at the page holistically. In fact, it looks at all the references to this page holistically. Off-page, on-site, and on-page. And if you go too over threshold in any one place or form, then you will get a demotion. So to do a test and put 2H1s in a naked page with nothing else and see a boost, one, was it done in the field or was it done single variable is a question. Two, even if it was a good test, doesn't mean you can therefore infer that 2H1s should be good in a production page, because the production page is a different beast in a totally different environment. So it's like the testing they do. They give mice something and they're like, oh, this hurt the mouse. And then, 5G, oh, 5G, scary. No, it's not. No, it's not. Read the fucking experiment. Read the experiment. The 5G experiment was they put rats in a cage and then they had the 5G thing broadcasting at 10,000 times the amplitude or whatever it was it would normally be for humans. And yeah, one rat died. Oh, that means it's going to kill us. Based on that test, no, because one, we're not rats. Two, it's not the same environment. Three, rats die all the time. So this is a quality of science problem. And that's why my group has been so successful, because I understand quality of science problems, because I have a fucking master's degree. I was doing a PhD. I understand quality of science problems. I also had to solve the quality of science problem for my martial arts testing, right? We had to find ways that we could test at full speed, full power, full aggression moves, but also keep injuries really, really low. That's the other problem. If you join a dojo where they're sparring a lot, so you've got some sparring, head movement and whatnot, but they're always wrapping up, they're always wearing mouth guards and always keep punching each other in the head till you're so concussed that even a graze will knock you out. That's not good either. And then half your students go away, and generally, statistically, nobody gets better, faster, sooner, better. Everyone is like, oh, injured, oh, injured, oh, injured, gone. You don't want it to look like this. You don't want your SEO to look like this. You don't want your success rate for martial arts to look like this. You want it to look like this, is how you want it to look. So that's a quality of science problem. And so that's my answer for that. AB asks, what platform do you recommend to build my websites? Mainly niche sites. SEO Copilot. SEO Copilot, hands down, with WordPress. Boom. Hands down. There's nothing better than that. I mean, you could use something else if you don't like WordPress, but we're going to have a plugin. We have a plugin for WordPress. Don't know if it still works, but we're going to either revamp it or make a new one so you can automatically upload pages from SEO Copilot to WordPress. That's coming. In fact, an AI that you just say, hey, I want to build a website on skin cream. It goes, okay. And then it just takes it, you give it the domain name, you give it the WordPress login, and you give it the directory that it's going to put files into, or the space in the website it'll put files into, and it just goes. It just builds them. You want 1,000 pages a month? There you go. Boom. It just does it. And then you can go in, you can swoop in and see the pages that Google likes, and you can do another touch of maybe fixing the AI's SEO, which is going to be 90% good. You might need 100% good, depending on how tough the niche is. And then if you get it ranking, great. If you don't, sell it. It's a license to print money. All right, guys. Well, it's 11:20. So unless you guys can fire another question in there super fast. Otherwise, thanks very much for listening and watching. Tell everybody else about this video if you want. If you want to piss them off, because I'm going to say something it's going to piss them off. Or if somebody's looking to learn about SEO. If someone's looking to learn about what dojo they should train at, go ahead, show them the end of the video. But that's how I approach it. I care about your well-being. I care about the success rates. I care about the science. I care about actually making money and helping people. We're here to win. We're here to win. We are winners. We're here to win. We win day in, day out. If you want to be part of the winning team, come and join us. You're going to have to do some push-ups. It's going to take some push-ups. But we can definitely get you going. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. We're at almost the end of summer here, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you have any questions, again, you're not going to get just a sales pitch. If you ask me a 5-minute SEO question, I have no problem giving you a 5-minute SEO answer. If you ask me like everything like how to do better SEO, teach me a course on SEO in this email, Josh, the answer will be no, and it'll be join SEO University. But if you're like one specific question, I can be like, okay, do this, try that. I should be, I hopefully will be able to address it in an email. So email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com if you have any SEO questions, or if you want to talk about martial arts. If you're like, I'm thinking about taking martial arts, how should I adjudicate the places around me? What kind of martial arts should I take? I could tell you that too. I've done some considerable thinking about this. So I'd say if you're here, train with me. But that there's a geography problem for that. But for SEO, there's no geography problem. I am completely accessible. All right, guys. So thanks very much for listening and watching. And good luck with the AIO. I want to see you